hello to this episode of I Build Your Silly Redstone Ideas. So this episode, I wanted to do an actual voiceover, because the last episode seemed kind of not very responsive, and I think that might have to do with the fact that you had to read everything that I was saying. So here I've actually come up with a way that I can record. So hopefully this should be a bit better. Also, I've switched to where I'm only doing probably one, unless I get more ideas, one idea per episode. So let's get started. And today, thanks to Mr. Ray, we are going to be building Steve that is winking at a villager. Alrighty, so I'd say probably the first step is to create the face. So I will create that real quick. Like that. Not the best Steve I've ever done, but it should do. Alright, so now what we're going to want to do on the back is, so this eye will be the one that blinks, so let's get all those components that we had back. So this will be what we do the structure of the redstone on, so we'll need these to push the eyes up. Whoops. Okay, that should be good. Push the eyes up and down, and then we need one to push the eyes into the face, yep. So that'll pull that back. One of these will fire up, and then it'll switch the block that goes in, and then that thing will push it back into the block. So these ones don't really need to be sticky pistons, but just to make it a bit easier, that's what we'll do. So the redstone mechanics on this is pretty simple. So what we're gonna do is, so we want redstone dust going into there. So since the blue eyes are in right now, what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna have this. Oops. Where do I? No, I need that. There we go. So we want this one to be on at the moment. So when that goes back, that'll pull that down. So it's like that pushed it up, and that would have pushed that in. And so when we switch, I can put a lever here for now. We'll want a repeater. Oops, not comparator, repeater. So that'll turn off the signal output, and that'll. Oops. Oh, come on. And that'll turn that off, which will turn that off, which then that thing can fire. And then there we go. So at the top for this one, we want the same thing, except we want this one. So they're alternating, so we want this one so that it's not on when this thing is off. So this thing will just follow the rules of this thing down here, and then so we want glass right there so that we can snake the redstone up. And then like that. And then, actually we don't need that. There we go. There we go. So that snakes that up. Might as well put a repeater right there so that it's at the same timing as on this one. Okie dokie. So now all we gotta do is make it so that this thing fires in between when this thing switches, which is a bit more tricky. So we're going to want to put that right there. And then we're going to bring this off to the side. Like so. And then, because it's a bit harder to change lever output into sort of a button output where it just outputs like one tick. I mean, buttons don't do that, but it's a short pulse. So we're gonna make a button into a lever, since that's a bit easier. So how you do that is place a block with a redstone torch right there, a repeater like so, then no, right there, then a torch like that, oops, repeater going into there. I think that's at full ticks. No ticks. And then that right there. And this is not going to create a redstone clock because that is locked. If that one thing wasn't powering that and that wasn't locked, then it would create a redstone clock, which is what we are going to need to automate this system. So I'll go ahead and just build that over here. So repeater, that, and I guess that. We can do something like that. We can try it without ticks first, which means I'm actually going to do that. So, lever. That should be a fast enough system. So let's just turn that off for right now. Sorry, turn that off for right now. Alright, repeater, so that should flip when that thing powers that, like a button would, and a pulse. And so we're gonna want to connect. That's fine. Okay. Yep, so what that did is that powered that, which pushed that down, which actually we don't want right now. So what I'll do is I'll break that and put that down right there. So I guess the blue will be pulled up instead, based on how chronologically we've ordered this. But what we're going to want to do is, so this is the lever, sort of. This is a lever mechanism, I guess, that changes this part. But for this, we just want to pull this back and then put it back in. So we want that to work like a button. So what we can do is we can get our redstone back, connect this up to the redstone clock, and into here, put a few comparators to lengthen the signal, and then that should work. Yeah, that should be all we need. And then, yeah, because nothing, yeah, so that is not working. That is definitely not working. Okay, so I think it's just working a bit too fast. So we'll turn those all on one tick. So let's try. Oh, I just realized another flaw. So we're gonna want this so that its default is in. So only when it's powered will it turn off. So I think that might have been part of the issue. So let's try this. Yeah. So that's the winking mechanism. Alright, and now we just gotta build the villager. We'll turn this off right now, so that it's not making all that noise. So I guess we could just use the same blocks. Not gonna use blue eyes, because that might look a bit weird. So let's use black eyes. I think that's the eyes of a villager. I don't know. Not to make them sound evil or anything. Alright, guess 5 blocks away, or 7 maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right here. Alright, lines up. Just gonna start by building this 5x5. Okay. Like so. Alright, now the nose. What do I want to build the nose out of? Sure, that. And then for the hair. Yeah, there we go. 'Cause that sort of looks like a villager. Alright, and now, there we have it. We have Steve winking at a villager. Oh. Seems a bit unreliable. What is going on? What? Oh, there's too much delay. Not enough delay. Okay, so we can fix that. There we go. There we go. So now, we have a decently reliable Steve winking at a villager. Yeah, that looks hideous. You know what, do you wanna come, do you wanna be winked at? Here, come here. Alright, so there we go. Wandering trader, well basically a villager, but he's winking at the villager. Yeah, that's just really bad. Alright, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you like this version a bit better. I feel like it was a bit easier to make. It didn't include me having to write all the subtitles, and it should be a bit easier to listen, so just let me know. So I just wanted to say one more thank you to Mr. Ray, for being the only person that commented on my video. I mean, like, not that I was expecting a lot of people to comment, but, like, I was just really thankful that I had somebody. So, thank you, Mr. Ray.